Deathclaws. For any wastelander, that name should strike fear in your heart, and if it doesn't, you're probably the kind of person who doesn't find the Dunwich building creepy, or as I call you, a liar. Standing between 9 and 10 feet tall, these bipedal monstrosities actually existed in some form before the Great War. The US military had been conducting experiments on the Jackson's chameleon in an attempt to create a replacement for soldiers in situations where screwing up as much stuff as possible in a short amount of time was the key objective. A task which the Enclave stepped up to when they began to plant mind control devices on creatures around the capital wasteland. However, after the bombs fell, a few remaining specimens were used as guinea pigs by the Master, who used a combination of genetic mutation and FEV to create the huggable teddy bears we now have today. Deathclaws live in packs, and are typically found in cities, canyons, and in caverns where their eggs and young can be guarded. Please take the word of somebody who's seen the aftermath. If you happen to stumble upon a clutch of Deathclaw eggs and have the stupid luck to do so when the mother is away, making poached Deathclaw eggs is not something you should attempt under any circumstances. Deathclaws are very protective of their young and will find you if you tamper with their nest in any way. If you are unfortunate enough to be attacked by a Deathclaw, your survival is going to depend on 3 things, and you'll thank me later for this survival guide. First is skill. If you even hope of leaving without looking like the victim of a bloody mess critical, you need to have the skill and the ways of the wasteland. Agility, combat prowess, and intelligence are all abilities that can save your ass when cornered by one of these things. Deathclaws are smart and fast, so you have to be smarter and faster. In fact, Deathclaws are intelligent enough to mimic human speech like a parrot, and rumors persist of a community living in the Midwest that have evolved vocal cords and live peacefully inside an abandoned vault, but that's probably just wishful thinking of the Carabineers. If you get a chance, please just read up on guns and bullets, or Nikola Tesla in you, or just do some push-ups in the front yard. Anything that can give you an edge when fighting these things is something to invest in. Second, weaponry. In the wasteland, a man's best friend is his gun after all, and if running from a Deathclaw isn't an option, or you're actually stupid enough to hunt the things for their claws, your survival will probably come down to what you're wielding. If you have the finesse, try to cripple their legs. Their primary method of attack is charging directly at their prey, then using their tree trunk-like legs to lunge into an arm's distance. From there, their foot-long claws will attempt to turn you into the Deathclaw equivalent of a Salisbury steak. However, if you don't have to aim to cripple their legs, you can always just fire explosives and hope they stop it before it stops you. Also, as always, don't forget the eyes. Finally, it's going to come down to luck. You can win a one-on-one fight with a Deathclaw under optimal conditions, if you have the right skills and weapons, that is. But if you're backed up against a wall, stumble into their nest, or have the misfortune of a pack surrounding your campsite, it may be better to use that bullet in your magnum on yourself than on them.